I think we're at that point of the video where delusion is kicking in. Hey, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you. And if you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. By the way, guys, I have a little poll going on there. If you want to go vote for what new gaming series I'm going to start on this channel, you can. But anyways, today we're going to be recreating Tate McRae's Vogue Beauty Secrets video. Now, Tate McRae is obviously a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. And I look like I'm still recovering from New Year's Eve, which I am, and my face looks like it desperately needs a facial, which it does. So, you know, I mean, just lower your expectations. Am I gonna look like her? Absolutely not, but that certainly doesn't mean that I can't try her little hacks here today, so let's go. Okay, so the first thing she did is she put in these little hair clips, and now she used a face serum. I'm gonna be using one by Catrice Cosmetics. I talked about it, I believe, on my channel before. It's honestly very good and hydrating, and it's pretty affordable, so that's a win for me. And then she used some eye patches. These are just cheap ones from my local drugstore. And by the way, guys, if you haven't watched me do any of these videos before, I mean, I always say, but I have to repeat myself, I don't use all the same products that all the celebrities do, because number one, there's no way to have them all, and number two, I think similar or same looks can be achieved with more affordable products or even whatever you have at home, and so I try to show that in these videos, so that's why I'm not using the exact same stuff. Anyway, at this point, while that's sitting, I'm gonna roll my face just like Tate did, which, you know what, go off, queen. I would also love to be circulating alive. Anyways, I should have put the roller in the fridge beforehand for about 10 minutes because it would have felt so much better, but you know what, it is what it is. Okay, so now that we're done with that, I'm gonna let these eye patches sit for about 10 minutes and then I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm back. Well, my under eyes are still alive and well, so we're just gonna move on. So now she used moisturizer. I personally love using the Paula's Choice Invisible Finish Moisture Gel. So then she applied sunscreen. I'm gonna be using this Garnier spray-on sunscreen, which you can also use over makeup. So to me, that's a win. Not this happening right after I call this sunscreen a win, but okay. So she moved on to lip balm. Now, I have a little lip gloss on already, but if I didn't, I would be using the Vaseline Original Lip Therapy. Love that one for winter. So now that my face is mostly dry again, I'm gonna re-wet it by using some, you know, spray mist. I think she used the Mario Badescu, if I remember correctly. Maybe I don't. But I'm using the First Base by Trixie Cosmetics. This is technically a priming spray, but honestly, it feels kind of like a toner. It feels really good on the skin. That's why I love using a good copious amount. I don't know if my foundation's gonna lay on the exact same way that it normally does. I guess we'll see. But so far we've used serum, moisturizer, and then sunscreen. So I think we have a lot of little layers. So that's why I'm wondering how it'll go on. So at this point, she used tanning drops, which I really don't own because I haven't found any good ones. I haven't tried any decent ones. So I'm not even gonna play with that. I'm sorry. But then she goes in with foundation. Now, this is a Maybelline Fit Me foundation, okay? Now, if you've watched this channel before, you know that I love this foundation. It's my favorite, but the shade that I normally buy is literally out of stock everywhere. Like, I tried going to 4 different drugstores at this point, so I just got the next shade that sort of looked like it would match me, which is not ideal. Like, please shade match yourself better than I do. But yeah, anyway, that's what I'm using. I tried applying a little less today than I normally would, and now looking at this foundation, honestly, it's not a bad match considering I'm as pale as a snowman right now. Okay, so I think I'm about done. I mean, my skin texture is peeking through and so are my blemishes and imperfections. So I think I achieved the same vibe that Tate had at this point. But looking in my little mirror here, I definitely would need more foundation because, girl, what is this? But okay, never mind. She does use a lot of concealer, so I'm hopeful. That goes on later though, because first she applied brow gel, and for that I'm personally using Got To Be Glued spiking gel. And the reason is because honestly I literally have not found a brow gel that can keep my very stubborn eyebrows in place. So this is the only thing that I can use pretty much. But I am gonna go get my brows laminated very soon, and I'll let you know how that goes. It'll be my first time getting that done, so I'm excited. Okay, now, giant elephant in the room besides me, Tate's eyebrows are bushy and beautiful. Mine are not giving what they're supposed to give, but she also didn't fill hers in, so I'm gonna refrain from doing that today as well. They obviously don't look the same as hers, but I don't think they ever could, so moving on. So now she did her first round of concealer, and for that I'm gonna be using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is in a peachy shade, which is gonna be really nice for my purple dark circles. So I'm gonna apply that right there. Now at this point she also applied some to her forehead and other spots, and I'm gonna be doing that also, but with a different concealer because like I said, this is a peachy tone, and for my spots and imperfections I just want a regular one. So I'm using the Superstay by Maybelline wherever I have any little imperfections, which at this point, girl, is my whole face. And also she applied some on her forehead. So then she took her little beauty blender and blended all of that in. So now Tate used a bronzer. This is a NARS bronzer that I have from one of their little cheek palettes, and I'm applying it everywhere the sun would hit. I'm also gonna take it a little bit higher up than I normally would because she, and you're gonna be shocked, does not apply blush. Now, let's put the palette down, girlies. If you are on this channel often, you know how I feel about blush. You know what? Honestly, at this point, my neighbors who don't even know I exist or watch my videos know how I feel about blush. So the fact that we're not applying it today is very sickening to me personally, and not in a good way, but that's what Tate did slash didn't do, so I have to follow. Obviously, I'm applying some bronzer on my forehead as well. I need to even out the tone of my skin right now, which doesn't look too bad. I think we're at that point of the video where delusion is kicking in. So now I'm going back into more concealer, and at this point I'm using Shape Tape by Tarte. At this point, I personally would set at least my under eyes, but Tate does not do that. Instead, she takes a little brush and applies some bronzer to her nose, and it's like around the bridge of her nose mostly, but it's sort of like a little quick contour moment. And it also seemed like she put a quick little light dusting of it all around her eyes. Who am I this week doing a light dusting of bronzer everywhere and no blush? I don't know, call the authorities. So this is it. At this point, the nose contour looks pretty natural, so I like that. Now she did move on to a highlighter though. This one is by L'Oreal. It looks very nice. It almost gives off that sort of healthy skin glow, not so much glitter, and I feel like that would work well with this look. And it's going on the high points of my cheeks and just a tiny dot on my nose because it seemed like that's what she did as well. I said tiny dot, didn't I? And now I look like Rudolph. Great. And I'm done. Now I'm moving on to a shimmery eyeshadow. So she used like a champagne-y color and just applied it on her moving lid. Now this is that highlighter from that same NARS palette I was using earlier, and it is pretty. I do like it, but Tate did mention that she likes a little bit of glitter sometimes. So I'm just using the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm highlighter. Now she uses another little brush and dips into her bronzer again and applies that sort of on the outer third of her eye. Now she moves on to liquid liner, which I really don't use that often anymore, just because I have a lot of little crinkles around my eyes here, and so it's easier to replicate the look of eyeliner with a black eyeshadow, and it's also easier to blend. So the wing liner is done. Tate's wing wasn't too drastic, so I tried to emulate it. Anyways, I moved on to mascara, and if you watched any of my makeup videos before, you know that I use eyelash primer every single time without fail because I just feel like my lashes don't reach their full potential without it, and also they don't stay up, they don't stay curled. So I literally never skip it, but I didn't apply any today because Tate didn't. So we are following the rules, people, unless, you know, unless we're not. So my sad little eyelashes are fully covered with black goo now. We are moving on to the lips though, and I'm just removing the foundation and the little lip gloss that I had. So it's now time for lip liner, and she does say that she does overline a little bit, which is great for me because I do that as well. She did use like sort of a dusty pink color, so I'm using Soar by MAC. The girls who get it, get it. And that's that. So now she used a lip gloss. She is a lip gloss girly, confirmed, which I obviously am obsessed with. She seemed to use something close to her lip color. I'm gonna use this little pinky lip oil that I have. Okay, that's not bad, kind of cute. Now she applies freckles. So anyway, I don't have the product that she had, but I have a brown pen liner. So I'm just gonna apply that, like little dots of that all over my finger. Ooh. And then just kind of, you know, hope and pray. Yeah, that really didn't transfer at all. Let me try something different. The hands-on approach, diva. But of course, I'm gonna try and smudge it with my finger. Yeah, no, that's definitely a fail. The freckles are not working out for me. I can't get them to transfer from my finger to my face because it's obviously not the same product. It's not the same consistency. And when I dab them on directly to my skin and then I try and sort of blend them out, it looks bad and they almost disappear completely. I don't even know if you can see the few of them that I managed to get on my face and on camera right now. So in order to not ruin the base underneath, I think I might stop right here. Okay, so now she applies a little bit more highlighter. So I'm gonna do that. This is the Fenty Beauty again. And then it's time for setting spray. This is the All The Way by Trixie Cosmetics. And at this point, she applied more concealer over the setting spray, but only like a dot and only on her under eyes. So let me go and do that, girl. This honestly is a lot of concealer, but I'm not complaining. And that's really it for the look. The only thing that she does apply now is perfume. And I want to talk about this one that I got a little mini version of in my advent calendar in December. This, believe it or not, is by Abercrombie & Fitch. And the perfume is called Away Tonight. And as soon as I smelled it, I thought it was delicious, and my partner also immediately clocked the scent, so I had to get a full-sized. So that's what I'm applying right now. I would say it's more of a nighttime scent, but you know what? Do with it what you will. Okay, so now let me remove my hair clips and then final thoughts. So this is how the finished look turned out. Let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. But these are now my thoughts. First of all, I think there should be blush. Like, I honestly feel a little naked without it. But if you're not a blush girly, that might not bother you as much. But me, it does bother me. I feel like I look like a little sickly. Other than that, I thought that I would hate the not filling in of the eyebrows more than I do, but considering that this base is overall just a little bit lighter than what I normally go for, the brows don't jump out. Like, would I like to fill them in at least a little bit personally? Yes, but it's not too bad. Another thing that I would personally do to upgrade this look is just set the under eyes, because there is a lot of concealer there. There's a lot of product, and normally concealer creases on me anyway, but especially if you're using a lot of product, it's gonna crease on you no matter what. So I would at least set the under eyes. Other than that though, I really have no qualms. Like, I don't look too bad, and I definitely look better than when we started. So you know what? I'm not mad at it. Let me know your thoughts on all of this down below, and thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, then please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!